Welcome to Stl Live. I'm Tim Lampley, and with me today from Slate is John Bogdajewicz and Michelle McPherson. John is a coordinator for Slate, and Michelle McPherson is a job developer. Both are here to provide information about two services the agency provides. John, let's start with you. Remind the public what Slate does.
Slate is the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment. And essentially the primary goal of Slate is it's the career one-stop for the city of St. Louis, providing job placement and training services through the citizens of the city and the county.
You're here to talk about a relatively new grant.
Right. Slate was recently awarded a grant called HPOG. It's the Health Professionals Opportunity Grant. And it's something extremely unique to anything that Slate's ever been involved with before. Most of the grants that come through Slate for training are issued by the Department of Labor. This is a research grant that comes through from the Department of Health and Human Services. And the purpose of the grant is to try to determine best practices of getting low-income individuals into entry-level healthcare pathways positions to get them out of, get them off of services like TANF, or if they're low income, to get them into self-sufficiency.
What has been the biggest challenge in getting people to participate in this program?
One of the big issues is people don't know about it. Through Slate and WEO and several other federal programs, training's been available, vocational training's been available for low-income and unemployed individuals. But unless you've ever sought out those services, you may never know about it through the career centers. So hopefully with what HPOG is doing is they're trying to determine the best practices of recruiting those individuals and getting them to take advantage of those types of training to get them into healthcare fields, and also to meet the local need of the healthcare providers here in St. Louis City and St. Louis County.
Well, we talked a little bit about the barriers people have to overcome. It's not that easy just because those services are there. Tell me about those barriers that people are overcoming just to participate in programs like that.
Well, one of the things that HPOG was actually targeted to were TANF recipients, and those are individuals who are usually single parents trying to raise children on their own. Typically, TANF recipients usually a single mother with multiple children, and they have a ton of barriers that they have to overcome with healthcare, transportation. Some of the folks may not have the educational level they need to in order to get into vocational training. And what HPOG is targeted to do is to help those individuals overcome those barriers, because we have a lot of supportive services that we're able to represent for them.
Now take me through the process. Once they get in the program, the goal is to get them into healthcare.
Correct. That's all the training we do is healthcare.
So what's the process? Once they come in, fill out some paperwork, they participate in classes, it's
a little bit more extensive than that. The eligibility process is they have to be a resident of St. Louis City or St. Louis County. Okay, they do have to have an income level that they must meet. However, with HPOG, one of the biggest differences is our income level. If you're making up to 200% of the poverty level, you could qualify for this type of program and be chosen to get into the training. Usually anything else through the Career Center, the income levels, if you're receiving food stamps, which is like 70% below poverty level. So we can take those individuals who you might consider the working poor, that are working in a retail environment, want to try to get into a healthcare field, and put them into the training so that they can advance and become self-sufficient.
Okay, Michelle, you're here to talk about pathways. A lot of people have heard of pathways, but it stands repeating. Give us an overview about that particular program.
Sure. Career Pathways is a program. The target audience are those individuals who reside in St. Louis City or County between the ages of 18 and 30 who are looking to secure employment, GED, or skill-based training. We offer those services at 3 locations: Slate downtown, North location at Prince Hall, which is on North Newstead. I believe the address is made available, and then South on Cherokee Street. And we would just like to have those individuals who are looking to get those types of services come and see us because we're ready to receive and assist.
What's the criteria?
The criteria, there are barrier challenges that need to be present. For example, if the lack of transportation hinders them from maintaining a job, those are types of obstacles that we can help them to overcome because we have funding to do that.
I mean, is there an age requirement?
Between the ages of 18 and 30.
Okay.
Yes.
And after they complete this program, then what?
Okay, so after they go through the registration process, we do have what we call job readiness workshops available to assist our participants as relates to the importance of being organized, timely, and things of that nature, goal setting. Once they complete 2 half-day sessions and 1 full day, if their desire is to secure employment, they will then meet with me, and then we will discuss what their interests are and try and get them placed at an employer.
Did I hear there's more jobs than people coming through the doors?
Well, that's been my experience. When I'm talking with businesses, they're telling me they have opportunities available, but they just don't have the applicants readily accessible.
John and Michelle, thank you for joining us. Slate is located in Suite 3050 at 1520 Market Street, and you can either visit them online or call them at 314-589-8000. Additionally, you can visit Slate Job Training Centers in both North St. Louis and 4411 North Newstead, or in South St. Louis at 2715 Cherokee. STL TV wants to be your source for events happening in and around the St. Louis area. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and streaming live. I'm Tim Lampley. Have a great day.